What's up, everybody? Justin here. Trying to block this light. Anyways, just ignore it. Justin here with a new episode of The List. This is huge news. Breaking news. Yeah, it did break like 5-6 hours ago, but I wasn't home. I was not here. I was at work. Anyways, breaking news. The best news. I'm not shocked, but I'm so excited, so happy I can't even speak right. Just great news. The best news if you're a wrestling fan. And if you're only a WWE fan or only a fan of Impact, I don't get that. I will never understand that type of thinking. If you're only a fan of New Japan, I don't get that. I'm a fan of all wrestling. Not like deathmatch wrestling. I'm not a fan of that. I will not watch that, and I'm not a fan of CZW. Never will be. I mean, I haven't seen. Who cares about CZW? Who gives a rat's ass about them? They're nobodies, in my opinion. They have contributed really nothing to the wrestling business, except for Dean Ambrose and Cesaro were there. Big deal. They were there. So what? I'm not going to give CZW credit for Cesaro or Ambrose. Those guys could have worked anywhere else and they would have got noticed and signed anyway. If you enjoy death match wrestling, if you enjoy it, good for you. Keep enjoying it. I don't enjoy it. I enjoy WWE, NXT, NXT UK, MLW, Impact, and ROH. And I enjoy New Japan too. I just really don't watch it. So, in the past, I've loved NWA, loved WCW, loved ECW. It was a sad day. I mean, yeah, it was awesome. Also, it was cool. Awesome news. When Vince bought WCW, I was happy. I thought it was great. But I was also 17 years old. So I was a little immature and stupid. Yeah, it was cool because I thought we were going to get WCW versus WWF. I thought we were going to get dream matches, a ton of them. I thought we were going to get fantasy matches. Really never happened, not much at all. The biggest match they ever did was probably Hogan Rock, WrestleMania 18. Because Hogan was a part of WCW for years as Hollywood Hogan. My point is, this is a just monumental, groundbreaking announcement, in my opinion, for the wrestling business and for fans that want an alternative and want to watch some other product, and fans that are just sick of WWE and what they've done. And I will still support WWE. I'll still watch. I always will. I'm loyal to WWE. But they do not have me just, what's the word I'm looking for? They do not just have me watching their product and only their product. I can't think of the right word to use, but I'm not WWE's bitch. I am not their bitch. I will not be beat down by them anymore like they're my pimp. I'm not going to be beat down by WWE like they're my pimp. I am going to watch AEW. I've already been cheating on WWE since I was a little kid when I started watching WCW at the age of 7 years old. 7 or 8. I started getting to watch WCW like full time because I was aware of it and found it on pay-per-view and TV. I didn't have cable as a kid much. I had it for like 1 or 2 years. Then we had to get rid of it. Long story short, I had a single mom raising me. She couldn't afford cable anymore, so got rid of it until I think I got rid of it at like 6 years old, and then got it back in 1998, and I've had it ever since. Anyways, this is not about me as a fan and what I've watched and me cheating on WWF. My point is I've always watched other wrestling companies and I've enjoyed them. I will say right now I do watch WWE and NXT the most, but I do watch MLW every week. They upload their shows on YouTube. I do watch ROH pay-per-views. I watch Impact pay-per-views. So, anyways, my point is I watch WWE the most. But now that AEW has got a TV deal on cable on a major network, big network, really big network. I think they got bait MLB. They might even show some playoff games, I think, in the fall on TBS or something. I think they have baseball. They got the NBA. They got the NBA playoffs. I'm sure those are big ratings for TNT. So this episode of the list is dedicated to AEW, All Elite Wrestling's new TV deal with TNT starting this fall. That is epic. Epic news. Every wrestling fan should be celebrating. Every fan should be celebrating today. This is great news. It's historic. WCW was the last wrestling company that was on TNT 19 years ago. It's been or 18 years ago, 19 or 18 years ago. It's been a long time. Really long time since WWE has had real competition. That they've had a real alternative. It's been 19 or 18 fucking years. And TNA and Impact, I'm sorry, they were never competition. They were an alternative, yes, but not real competition. They tried to when they went on Monday night, and that was a mistake because they got killed. And they weren't ready and shouldn't have been on Monday nights. That was stupid. And it probably just lost them a lot of money. Unless Spike paid for the bill, I don't know. So, this is, to me, this feels like AEW is real competition, a real alternative. For the first time in 18, 19 years, WWE finally has a fucking alternative for the fans. And I guess for the fans that are unhappy with their product, I'll admit it's not very good right now. Other than Becky, Charlotte, Lacey Evans, Bray Wyatt, AJ, Seth Rollins. What else do they got going on? Really nothing else. Then those talents. They got a ton of talent. They just don't use them and book them right. So, I am so happy. It's like a dream. It's like I'm dreaming. Is this real? But it's real. It is damn real. AEW on TNT, the former home of WCW Monday Nitro, or TNT for a couple years, 2 or 3 years, was the number one cable network because of Nitro, gave them big ratings. Now, do I expect another thing about an alternative in competition that WWE has not had for 18 or 19 years? Watching WWE for these 18 and 19 years, since 2001, I've been watching religiously every single week. I've not missed a Raw or SmackDown in 18 or 19 years. I've even missed a Raw since, I think, 1999, when my power went out from a storm. Or 98, maybe, my power was out. Watching WWE, and yes, I've watched other companies in 18 and 19 years a lot, but mostly WWE. These 18, 19 years watching them, I've just become numb. Like, no hope that I was ever going to get to see another wrestling company on a major network and be a real big, legit wrestling company that will stay around and not go under. They're not going to go under, folks. AEW is here for good, in my opinion. They are here for the long haul. I'm sure they got a great business plan. Tony Khan is not an idiot. He's not. Guy runs 2 businesses already. Runs a soccer team, and he runs, I think, another business. And he's part of the Jaguars, doing something with, I think, analytics or something like that. I don't know how you use analytics in football. I thought you only did that in baseball. I don't really understand analytics, but whatever. Unless we're talking about YouTube, then I get it. So I had no hope. 18, 19 years of watching WWE, I'm going to tell you the truth, I had no hope that another big wrestling company that felt big, and AEW feels big, like they're going to do great, great shit, that they're the real deal and that AEW's for real. It feels bigger, a lot bigger than when TNA started. And TNA, I'm sorry, they never got big. They never got big when they were at their height. I would say in 06 to 2009 or 10, when they were at their very height in popularity. The biggest crowd they drew was maybe 5,000, 6,000 fans, maybe 4,000. I don't know. I don't know if they ever sold out an arena of 5 to 10,000. I really doubt it. They could have sold 5, 6,000 tickets. I don't know. But I guarantee you, Impact, TNA, Ring of Honor's done it. They sold about 6,000, 7,000 tickets before. But no other wrestling company since WCW sold out an arena of 10,000. And Cody and the Bucks, they did that with All In. It was sold out. 10,000 fans, and probably could have sold 20,000 tickets, to be honest, if they really tried. But they went to a smaller arena that was 10,000. So All in my opinion, All In was kind of like the first AEW show. But Ring of Honor did help them with production. So shout out to Ring of Honor for doing that. Now the sun's getting really bright. So yeah, Ring of Honor did help with All In, but Double or Nothing, that sold out quick. 4 minutes. I think it sold out in 4 minutes. Well, you got 14,000 people, I think, are going to be in Vegas in the MGM Grand. So Double or Nothing sold out. Their first ever AEW show. First ever pay-per-view. And it sells out. Did WCW do that with their first ever pay-per-view? No. They had a good crowd, but was it sold out? I don't know. WCW drew good crowds for their pay-per-views in the late 80s and early 90s, but a lot of those tickets might have been given away, to be honest. I don't know. But this is big. AEW. Here's the article. Here's what it says about AEW on TNT. After months of speculation, the news is official. Weekly AEW television is scheduled to begin to air on TNT this fall. Warner Media made the news official this morning. TNT's Twitter put out a great tweet. It says, we're back in the wrestling business with like flames behind the AEW symbol. Reminds me a lot of Nitro, how they had those flames behind the Nitro logo. So they're calling AEW a fan-first league. I don't know why they're calling it a league, but whatever. Probably because they're going to have a lot of rules and have a lot of stuff that makes sense, have a ranking system, have a top 10 where the number one contenders and the challengers matter going up against the champions. And hopefully AEW does a better job with their champions and the titles mattering than WWE has. So Warner Media's BR Live will be the official streaming partner for AEW events. I'm not sure if BR Live means Bleacher Report. I'm not sure what that BR means, but whatever. I guess they have a streaming service. So, I'm not sure if Ted Turner still owns a little bit of TBS or TNT. I don't know. I don't think he does, but why they still call it Turner Sports? Why they still call it Turner Sports after Ted Turner? I don't know. Maybe as a tribute because he started TNT and TBS. I know Ted Turner used to own them, but I don't think he does anymore. So here's some news if you didn't know. The 1 hour pre-show before Double or Nothing. It's called The Buy-In. Very clever names, by the way. Double or Nothing, The Buy-In. The over the budget Battle Royale. Very good names. So the 1 hour pre-show, The Buy-In, will air on Warner Media. I don't know where to find that, and it says it will air on AEW social media channels, hopefully YouTube and Twitter, because I want to watch the pre-show. So this, I believe, is from Tony Khan. He says, wrestling fans, or somebody said this, probably Tony Khan, because he's the boss. He's the guy that'll be signing the checks in AEW, and I'm not sorry to say this. I think it's true. I trust Tony Khan more than Vince McMahon right now, because Tony Khan's like 37 years old or 36. I don't know how old he is. I believe he's close to my age. I'm 35. Maybe Tony Khan's younger than me. I don't know. But I believe the guy's in his 30s. Who are you going to trust more? I will ask everybody watching this. Are you going to trust a 73-year-old man that I think has lost his mind? Because I read a really disturbing article about Vince backstage changing his mind over and over and over, not listening to anybody when they're telling him he shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that, is not making sense. He's making the show worse. So the wild card rule is kind of stupid, doesn't make sense because you just had a damn superstar shakeup. In this article, it was explained that Vince won't listen to anybody. Won't listen to Stephanie, Triple H, or Shane, or Bruce Pritchard. Won't listen to anybody. That's not good. If I'll just put myself in Vince's place, if I was running a wrestling company, I would listen to other people that have brains. I would take suggestions and use their ideas. You cannot, by yourself, I don't care how smart you are, you need either smart storyline wrestling writers or the boys themselves to come up with storylines and gimmicks. You need their help. You need to take their ideas and use them and help them with their ideas. You cannot do it by yourself. And that's what it seems like Vince is doing with his company. I'm not going to say he's ruining his company because the guy's still making a ton of money. The guy signed a Fox deal, and in this article it was explained, I don't know if it's true. It's probably all rumors. I do believe Vince is stubborn enough that he's not listening to anybody backstage. You should be listening, number one, to Triple H. That guy knows what he's doing with NXT. And Triple H, I believe, is a way bigger fan of pro wrestling than Vince McMahon has ever been. So, where was I? I'm just rambling on. This is about AEW on TNT. So, yeah, I was explaining that Vince, this is a new episode of the list, so I can talk about whatever the hell I want. Anyways, anything wrestling related, I'll talk about. So, it's explained that Fox cannot get rid of SmackDown. It's in the contract. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I read. Could be fake news. I don't know. By the way, fuck you, Trump, for coming up with that fake news crap. You're stupid. And you're wrong. They're not fake news. You're just in denial because you lie about every goddamn thing every day. So, somebody, back to the jerk off president. They're not fake news because they criticize you and tell the truth about what you're doing. Get over it. Every goddamn president's criticized by the media. You didn't know that? You shouldn't have fucking ran for president. You dumb fuck. You are the dumbest and worst president in the history of the country, in my opinion. You're a million times worse. I wasn't alive, but I'm sure you're a million times worse than Nixon was. And that guy was a crook. And a liar, too. But again, Nixon was not as bad as you. So, Fox, if they're getting super low ratings on SmackDown, which I don't think the ratings will go under 1 million viewers. I don't. But I don't know if Fox could terminate the contract. Maybe if they're not happy. But I don't think they'd do that. But they could, maybe. But it said SmackDown cannot get kicked off of Fox and put on FS1. That's what I read. Now, if that's true, Fox, you're idiots, kind of, for agreeing to that. Back to AEW on TNT. And again, me as a wrestling fan, personally, I'm not one of these fans. I'm not going to bash AEW. I never will. I'm not going to bash WWE and say AEW is better and WWE fans suck. I'll never say that. And I'll never say AEW fans suck. If I get attacked by either fan base, I'll respond saying, "Are you serious? Why are you attacking me? Because I like to watch every company." Don't attack fans for that. There's no reason to attack a fan. Just because you're unhappy, they're watching another product that you dislike, that's your goddamn problem. That's your issue. And you should probably be on medication or go see a goddamn shrink if you're angry at other fans for liking other products and watching them. That is your issue. And you need fucking help if you're angry about that. So AEW, Tony Khan goes on to say, wrestling fans have wanted and needed something different, authentic, and better. That really stood out to me, him saying "and better." That's a shot at WWE, in my opinion. And good for him. Triple H, that was not a good idea at the Hall of Fame when you said AEW, oh yeah, that pissant company. Well, that pissant company has a TV deal on TNT and they have a fucking billionaire behind them. Tony Khan's father. The guy's richer than Vince McMahon, richer than a ton of sports owners. Rich as hell. Tony Khan's father, I believe he's backing AEW with his money, because I don't think Tony Khan has that much money as his father. I don't know if Tony Khan's father's the same age as Vince. I have seen a video and pictures of him, and he looks younger, like he's in his 60s. But how's it a pissant company, Triple H? You should have never said that. I'm sure you regret saying that now, and now you look kind of stupid after saying that and calling them out, that a pissant company. Because I'm sorry, a pissant company does not get on a major cable network like TNT. TNT, I heard, is available to more people than the USA Network is. So TNT is probably available in 90 million homes. Again, Tony Khan's father, the guy's more money than Vince McMahon, and he has more money altogether than WWE's probably worth. I think WWE's worth like $2 billion or something. Tony Khan, let's go back to what he said. Authentic and better for all. Too long, said Tony Khan, president and CEO of AEW. He says AEW is answering the call. AEW is about more than wrestling. It's about a movement fueled by wrestling fans who have been unserved and perhaps even disappointed. That is damn true. By what the industry has produced in recent years. I will defend WWE a little bit about they've probably given up and not tried their hardest Vince has not been motivated for probably 15 to 19 years, in my opinion. When you're not motivated, when you don't have competition, when you don't have a big alternative company kind of pushing you, you will kind of put out shit. That's just my opinion. I mean, it could happen to anybody. Not being motivated, being bored, not doing your best for your own company, it could happen to anybody, especially when you don't have competition. So just remember that. He goes on to say AEW is rising to the occasion with Double or Nothing, and today taking a step further by partnering with Warner Media, which is as committed as we are to making wrestling fans the one and only variety. Basically, making wrestling fans number one is what he meant. So let's see this other article about more details regarding AEW's TV deal. Goes on to say AEW and Warner Media's announced a partnership today, which will see a pro wrestling return to TNT this fall. Some journalists on Twitter provided new details regarding the AEW's deal with TNT, including that the deal does not require Warner Media to pay AEW for rights fees to air their show. So that means AEW, I believe, will be spending their own money to be on TNT, but they could get it back by advertisers. If advertisers pay them for commercials on AEW, then they can make them good money, I believe. That's how it works. Hopefully the ticket sales for Double or Nothing and ticket sales to their first live TV taping, hopefully they draw a good crowd so they can make some money back. Putting on live TV every week, I believe that's going to cost them like $600,000 or $700,000 a week. So they got to make that back in ticket sales, merchandise, and possibly ad revenue from commercials. If any companies want to pay them for their commercials being on during their TV. So it goes on to say AEW and TNT will split advertising revenue. So that's good. Good news for AEW. He goes on to say, this guy on Twitter says, the journalist, that AEW on TNT and AEW's TV deal platform is amazing, and this is unprecedented deal for a startup. I agree it is. TNA never got this. They never got a big TV deal right after their first pay-per-view. They did not. They couldn't. They couldn't make a deal. They had to go on weekly pay-per-view for $10 a month. And then it took about 2 to 3 years. And then 2004, I believe they got on Fox Sports Net at an awful time slot. Like 4 p.m. on a Fridays or Thursdays. And then it took years, like till 2005. I believe till 2005, till TNA got on Spike TV. So AEW's already, as I said, feels big, like a big company. They're already a giant step way, way above where TNA was. Because AEW hasn't even been in business a year. They haven't even, well, All In, you could say, was their first show, but technically they have not had Double or Nothing yet. They have not even put on a first pay-per-view yet, and they got a TV deal. That's amazing. It really is. Tony Khan and whoever works for behind Tony Khan, they deserve all the credit. Tony Khan and his team, they deserve all the credit for getting AEW a TV deal. This guy, the journalist, I guess, says it's been treated like a sports property, so production fees are there and a great advertising split for AEW. Remember, it took Vince McMahon nearly 20 years of producing highly rated television before he got a great significant rights deal. He continued to talk about how difficult it is getting a TV deal, as Vince McMahon has been able to get for WWE from Viacom. At the turn of the century, the Monster deal took over 35 years. TNA/Impact once had Hulk Hogan, Sting, and Randy Savage. Not really. TNA had Randy Savage for one pay-per-view. The guy wasn't a part of their company. By the way, pretty soon, might have passed already, but I know it's in May, the anniversary of the death of the Macho Man. I don't have the exact date. I could look it up, actually. I have it written down, the day he passed. Give me a minute. Oh, man, I just looked up Randy Savage, and the day he passed away, kind of cryptic, kind of odd. The day. I'm talking about AEW on TNT, and I just read about Randy Savage. May 15th. May 15th, 2011. The Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, I could have just typed it in the internet, but instead I looked at the date. I actually have it written down on a piece of paper next to a whole bunch of Macho Man pictures on my wall. So yeah, I believe it's 2011. I think. I believe. So yeah, that's today. That's pretty weird. May 15th is today right now. And that's the day Macho Man passed away. Or maybe it's not. The 20th? May 20th? I guess he died May 20th. I thought it was the 15th he died. Whatever. 15th, 20th. Bottom line, Macho Man passed away in May. And it was a sad, sad day. So he goes on to say, he says AEW is not being paid rights fees, and what should have been expected all along, if it comes across as flat to some, that's because they were expecting rights fees due to some reporting. He continued on Twitter saying right now AEW is set up like old WWE, where pay-per-view numbers and advertising will be significant to growth. WWE says remains idiot-proof because of a TV deal. So there it is, folks. Breaking news, AEW. AEW starting this fall. AEW is on TNT. I'm so happy as a wrestling fan. I am so happy. First time, Vince. In 18, 19 years, you're going to have real competition. And it is a glorious day. In the wrestling world, it is great news. if you're not happy about this, if you're not happy about AEW being on TNT, you shouldn't even be a wrestling fan. If you're not happy about this news, it is great news. Again, if you don't think it is, my suggestion, you go jump off a roof. You don't deserve to be a wrestling fan if you're not happy about this. This ends this episode of The List. AEW on TNT. That is so great. That is fantastic news. I love it, and I can't wait to watch it. And I will be watching Double or Nothing and doing a prediction on it very soon. Bye for now.